Hi, Mr. Fector. My name is Jiyu, a senior in South Korea studying for college. Tomorrow is my birthday. We don't have animatronics like yours in here, so your work really amazes me. Can we see the clown animatronic operate also? Is the tour still available? Thank you.
Hey, Jiyu. Thank you for buying my Cameo video. And yes, first I want to mention happy birthday to you. I know that's a great occasion and you haven't had that many yet. Not as many as I have, that's for sure. And so it's something to celebrate, not something to dread, something to celebrate. So happy birthday to you. And thank you very much for telling me that you'd love to meet me someday. And yes, I still do the tours, but on a limited basis. So what we'll have to do is when you're finally in America and you can take a tour, we'll have to find a convenient, mutually convenient time for both of us to get together, and I'll give you a tour through my shop, and we'll see if your future in animatronics is supported by what you see at my shop. That'll be great, huh? So anyway, I also think that your request to see the clown operate is something that a lot of people have asked for. I'd like to see the clown operate again myself, but to do that, we'd have to really rebuild it. Right now, the clown is just kind of held together with, tape and gum and wire and string and stuff, sort of as a display on my stage in my new museum. So the guts of the clown seem to have been removed by someone a long time ago. However, what I'd like to do is tell you a little bit more about the clown that people may not know, because it actually surprised me when all of a sudden the clown became an internet sensation and everybody was saying, oh man, check out the evil clown at Creative Engineering. And I thought, what? They're worried about the clown? Why are they worried about the clown? Well, let me tell you where the clown actually came from. Because apparently we built one of these, but it wasn't a clown, but it was another character that was very similar. It was mechanically the same as the clown, and facially it was almost like the clown. But what happened was, back in the early 80s, when my dad, who was my best friend, and I'll show you a picture of him, I have him right here. That's my dad in his younger days, when he was about, I guess he was even younger than I am now. He was about, I guess he was about 45 there. So he was almost 30 years younger than I am right now. But anyway, so my dad was my best friend, and Dad and I did everything together. I love him so much. And I wanted to do a character to honor and be a tribute to my dad. So we started developing, and we sculpted this character that was jokingly supposed to represent my dad. And one of the funny things about my dad is, as he got older, his hair, that he's got that hair on the side, that got real bushy and gray, and he lost all his hair on top. Okay, but otherwise, gosh, I don't think his face aged a bit. Stay up there, Dad. And so we built a character that looked like my dad, kind of, and my dad wasn't really honored by it. He thought maybe it was just a little too foolish, and he was, pretty nice, funny guy with a great sense of humor, but he was also a very intelligent, brilliant man he was the kind of guy who was looking for the answers to mathematical formulas that have never been solved before. And so he had a serious side, and he also wanted to write a book that would change the course of history, and he did eventually write his book at the age of 94. He passed away at 98. But anyway, so go back to the 80s now when we built this character, and I'm not sure what we called him. It might have been George, it might not have been George, but this character that looked like my dad that he didn't like, we said, okay, we're going to have to change him into something else. And we turned him into the clown. Okay, so the clown was actually evolved from my dad's character. Now, first of all, before we go any further, I want to tell you, I'm going to do an expanded version of this tape for you, and I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel. And the reason I can't do it here is because I want to include things that I can't include using Cameo. Cameo just makes me hold up this camera and shoot this video for you. But I want to make this a multimedia affair. Like, for example, right now, I'm just going to hold the camera up to my computer and play this video for you. But I want to add more information and maybe pull up a few more clips. And also I want to tell everybody why this is going to be the last Cameo that I do. Unless I find a solution to a problem, this will be the last Cameo that I do. Because you know what? I know you paid $75 of American money for this Cameo, but Apple and Cameo took most of it, leaving only $35 for me. So I thought, you know what? I'll bet the people that buy these Cameos really would like the money to go to me. And instead, they took over half of it. So that's really unfair. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start doing Cameo-like videos that I can produce for people. And I'm going to sell them on my eBay channel instead of on Cameo, so that I can actually produce a nice video. I can use a tripod. I can go out and get multiple video clips. I can edit it together for you, and we can do a really good job. That's what my goal is. I just hate this idea that I just pick up my camera and I throw something at you for your money. That's not the way I operate. I like to give you my very best and always do something that you feel is worth more than you paid for it. That's the key to success. And I want to encourage you to remember that too, that here you are, a senior in college. Or was it high school? I think it was college, right? You're a senior in college. You're getting ready to go out in the world. Always give more than people expect. Instead of having just happy customers, have raving fans. That's really the key to having a successful future and loving what you do. So this video that I'm producing for you right now is going to be converted to a video for YouTube, and I'm going to change it up a little bit, make it a little bit better, and add a few details that I might forget to tell you here while I'm talking to you. Like this. Here's a book by Kenneth Blanchard called Raving Fans, published in 1993. And this book convinced me that I was doing the right thing by always giving more than my customers asked for. I don't just squeak by with the minimum performance necessary. I do everything I can to make sure that my customers know that they got a deal from me that was better than they expected. And if they still don't appreciate me after that, then I won't deal with them anymore. I actually am very selective as to who I do business with. And you can do that when you consistently give more than anyone expects. So first I want to tell you a little bit more about George. Apparently we sold one of them to a park in Chile. And we also sold a Hard Luck Bears there. But I didn't really remember this myself until I saw this really strange video on YouTube.
But wait, it gets weirder because there is another lost animatronic that almost no one knows anything about.
Do you see that? That looked kind of like my dad.
The animatronic I'm talking about I found by pure chance while researching the history of Willie the Bear. In these newly released images, you can see one of the most mythical and little-known animatronics in all of history. Hello friends of the magic world. Greetings to you with all the joy of this great old man who is your friend George. As you can see, I don't always lose my memory, since it is very important to always be attentive when going to bed. Good night. Sweet dreams. Let me introduce you to Grandpa George. Very few images exist of him. I barely found him by pure chance. Investigating among small communities in Nitso, it turns out that it was installed outside the theater where the Harl Bears play, inviting people to the show. However, for most animatronic fans, this robot is a total mystery, because there is no other like it anywhere. Not even in all the hours of video from Aaron Fear's factory does another one appear like it. However, thanks to a past project, I found another animatronic with a suspicious resemblance, the legendary clown from Show Beast Pizza Place. In a past investigation we discovered his entire history, where he comes from, and now if you compare them, the similarities are obvious. The shape of the face, the smile, the long neck, the nose, everything is there. Both were installed in informational modules, and just in case it was needed, someone on the internet even sent an email to Aaron Fear himself asking about the origin. In Factor's words, it is a modified animatronic of the clown inspired by his own father, Melvin Factor. What a story the animatronics of Magic World have. No, there's no doubt why Loso Willie became a protagonist of Chilean childhood.
All right, I think that's it.
But beware, the true impact of Willie and his friends was just beginning, because as the fame of the television show grew, the park would enter a golden age that would take it far beyond disturbing models and...
There you go. So I think that's all they had on it. But it brought back a lot of memories for me. And yeah, I do remember that we modeled that after my dad, and that we had to change it because my dad wasn't honored by it. Are your tours still available? We mentioned that. Yes, indeed. And my favorite character. Let me tell you about my favorite character. My favorite character of all the characters on the stage is undoubtedly Fats. Fats Geronimo. Because Fats, the character Fats, has so much humor and talent because of the character voice of Bert Wilson. He was my best friend and mentor for so many years, and the magic that he put into the character Fats was unbelievable. In fact, when we would do skits together, and I was more or less a straight man we called him Sal, and everybody else knows him as Bert Wilson. I was kind of a straight man to him as the Billy Bob character, but Fats was genuinely just one of the most talented characters that we ever produced. When we were doing a skit and we were just ad-libbing it and things were going kind of south in the skit and we thought that we were going to have to start over, for some reason or other, Sal was always able to pull it out and make it funny at the last minute. And we loved that. Here's a skit we had no intention of using. We were just brainstorming ideas. We were making up stuff as we went along, and it wasn't really going too well until Sal launched into his character and made it gold, while the rest of us character voices really were lost. But Sal was so funny and spontaneous that I decided we better not try for a second take.
Okay, everybody, we're about to do something real special here. Okay, let's open up the center curtain. Okay, now see what we got to do is this. We've got some records for sale up in the gift shop up front, and we want to tell y'all all about it, but we're trying to figure out how to do it. Now, the last time we told you what records we wanted to buy, or we wanted you to buy, we just came out and told you to buy our records, and we were going to make lots of money and what we're going to do with it, but we need something original. Beach Bear, how do you think we ought to tell everybody to buy our records this time?
I was thinking that each person could take a voice.
Yeah?
And we just say one line to keep it short.
Yeah?
So, Fats would say, buy.
Yeah.
And then Duke would say, our. And then I'd say, records. And then Mitzi would say, please. And you'd say, yeah.
Okay, let's try that.
Then we'd all say thank you.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, try
Okay.
it. Try it. Let's try it.
Okay. Buy our
Records? Who was supposed to say records?
I was supposed to say records. Did you say yeah?
Okay.
Or I could
Okay,
say
try it
yeah.
again. Try it again.
Okay. Buy our
Records.
Please.
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay, I don't know if that'll sell records.
I know, but see,
Duke, do you have any ideas? How are we going to sell them?
I think you ought to go in the gift shop and check out One-on-One. Beach Bear done a real good job on it.
Well, isn't that noble of you?
That's-
Pushing
that's
one
nice.
of Beach Bear's records
I like
when
that.
you've got some of your own for sale, and you'd much rather sell your own, wouldn't you?
Well, maybe.
I got a way.
Oh, what, Fats?
Give away a free pizza with every record that you sell.
What do y'all think out there? If we
What they
gave
call-
away a free
That's a
pizza
great
with every
idea.
record, would we sell any records?
Would y'all
sell some
buy one?
records.
Okay, can we do that, Mitzi?
No.
How come? Because pizzas cost more than records.
Yeah. That'd be stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think
what do you
I think
think?
what
Wait.
we should do is we should be real straightforward and just say buy our records. And if you don't buy our records, that's tough.
that's tough. I'm gonna get.
But you should buy our records because we're a great band, and that
Yeah, and if you don't buy one, we ain't letting you out of here until you do, and that's that.
Yeah, that usually works.
Yeah. Make them feel stupid for not buying our records. Yeah, I got that's a good idea. See, that's what we do, y'all. Make them feel stupid. So when they're leaving, they say to each other, "Honey, I sure feel stupid about not buying one of Fats's records. I bet it sounds so good." And then they get home and they're having dinner that night, and they're looking at each other. And nobody's eating, just kind of picking at the food, and they go, "We sure are stupid for not buying Fats's record." And then they look out the windows and make sure the neighbors ain't looking how stupid they are. So then they all get in the car and they run back to Showbiz Pizza and pick up a record. Now, ain't that stupid? Why don't they just save them a trip and go ahead and buy the record now?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that level of intelligence,
That's the best way to sell records.
then that's what we do.
Yep. So what y'all looking at? Get up and go get them.
the original Fats that existed from 1980 to 95, and then there was a gap, but then again for a few years before he died in 2019. That's my favorite character. And now we have a new character voice for Fats, who I hope will be excellent. I don't expect him to be just as good as the old Fats, and I'm not trying to copy the old Fats. I don't want to try to imitate what Sal did with Fats. He's going to create a new character, still going to have the same name, but he's going to have his personality, and that's Shooter Jennings. We're going to use his personality and his talent to create a whole new Fats and a new world for Fats going forward into the future. So we'll see how that works. It's just kind of a new theory that this'll work, that we can actually modify a character's personality and still everyone will get on board with him. We'll see how that works. So thank you very much again, and we will see you in America. And also you'll see this video on YouTube, and I'll explain a little more about how we're going to stop doing cameos and why, and how I'm going to start doing them on eBay for anybody that still wants them, so that I can do a really good job and your money isn't going to the greedy bastards over there at Apple and Google and of course Cameo. All of them, way too greedy. So let's, but thank you very much. At least they brought us together. And good luck to you. I hope you achieve great success in your life. Goodbye now.